Okay, so we've got the sides and the front of our cab for our toy train, and now we're going to put a roof on it. So if I click on Assemble and go into my parts folder, and there we've got cab roof. So I'm going to open that file, and as you can see, it's going to drop the cab roof in. If I left click and rotate this around, you might be mistaken and believe that it's square in shape, but it's actually rectangular. So we've got to make sure we place this correctly. So the longer faces are the front and back faces. The shorter faces are the side faces. First of all, though, I'm going to take the bottom face of this roof and rotate the whole thing around and left click on the top face and then change that to a coincident. So the top of my cab and the underside of the roof now coincide with one another. Now if I rotate it around and just make sure I know which are the shorter faces, I'm going to take one of those short faces and then select the outer face of the cab. I'm going to change that to a distance. Now it's set at the moment to 0, so I'm going to change that distance to 5 and then press return. And you can see then it overhangs slightly and it's equal either side. Now I'm going to take the front face and the front face of my cab. I'm going to change that to 5 as well. Now it's actually set it back 5mm, so if you think back to the previous tutorial, if that happens, what we need to do is type minus, and then it's overhanging correctly as I want it to. So I can click the green tick, so I'm happy with that, and add our next part in. So the next part I'm going to put in is the smokestack. So this is the little chimney on the front of my toy train. So I'm going to left click and drop that. Now with something that is round, a cylinder shape, we're only going to require 2 constraints here. So it has a round face on the bottom here, which I'm going to select. So if you hover over until you can actually pick up that round face on the bottom of that cylinder, and then hover inside the hole here until the inside face highlights green, and then left click. Now those two are perfectly in alignment, as you can see. Now the second and final constraint for this is just the underside face here. Left click on that and then middle click to rotate it, and then the top face of that section. And I'm going to change that to a coincident. There we go. So we've got our smokestack on now.